The holy month of Ramadan is a time of reflection. It's a time of philanthropic reflection. It's a time to spend with family and friends. But it's also a busy time of year, especially at this time of year for a number of different industries. And we've been looking at a number of different avenues where there is more demand in certain areas. We've spoken to those that have been providing catering for iftars and suhoors. We've been talking to those who've been talking about the Eid travel preparations, amongst others. But what about design? What about fashion? Rozan Designs is a distinguished high-end modest fashion label. Founded back in 2014, relaunched in 2024 by twin designers Rozan and Suzan Al Sadi. Award-winning brand is dedicated to offering stylish and modest wardrobe for the contemporary hijabi who desires to look good but also feel right. So the question is to fashion designer and co-founder at Rozan Designs, Suzan Al Sadi, just how busy has Ramadan 2025 been? Happy to say that Suzan has been able to join us live in studio. Good morning to you and Ramadan Kareem.
Good morning. Thank you so much. It's so good to be here with you guys.
Great to have you with us. Let's talk Ramadan, because is it a time... It's a time where we see more abayas being worn to iftars, not just by Emirati women, not just by Arabic women, but by those of all nationalities as well, as a matter of respect. Is it therefore, is the entire month busy for you, or is it the build-up to Ramadan that's busy?
Actually, I can say that it's the build-up as well as during the month itself, because we're also building up during Ramadan for Eid. So like it's honestly around 40 or 50 days of absolute hustle for all fashion designers. And like you said, wearing abayas and jalabiyas and modest wear during this month in general has been spiking. Like people are loving it. And it has become a tradition that's so specific to Ramadan, just like wearing ugly sweaters during Christmas, you know. I feel like people just shop these things for Christmas, and like you shop the jalabiyas and abayas for Ramadan. It's culturally appropriate. It's very comfortable, and I feel like the designers have been acing it in terms of designs, in terms of bringing good fabrics. And I feel like this year, because Ramadan happens to be on a very good time of the year, it's literally spring, and I feel like the weather in the GCC in general is amazing. People are loving wearing the abayas and going out, so there are more chances to do a fashion show, to change outfits, because in the morning you could be maybe at work, but then during iftar time we're going to iftar invitations, and then there is the suhoor, and then there is like late night gatherings. So it has been such a busy time for us, and I'm loving it really. As a fashion designer, we live for this.
How have sales been for you and the rest of the team at Rozan Designs?
MashaAllah, I can say it's tripled during this month. It's amazing, and we're just like you mentioned, we relaunched in 2024, so we still did not put our full weight in the market, and people are recalling who we are, and they're remembering the good quality and all of the luxury designs that we provide. So to say that it's tripled with very minimal effort in terms of marketing, it's great. And if you check even the stats in general, I think I read it in a report by Red Seer that I think it's a 10 billion increase in comparison to last year, the expenditure in general in Ramadan. So the whole industry is so much better. And we're so glad that we got to experience that as well.
Are sales looking strong ahead of Eid as well for you?
Yes, they spiked, but people start slowing down 3-4 days before Eid because they're afraid their orders will not be delivered on time. That's for online e-commerce. But I believe that for retail, this is the spike of all of their effort and all of their work during those 3-4 days before Eid.
Is there such a thing as trends year on year when it comes to design, especially for Ramadans? And what have you been seeing this year?
Yes, 100%. I believe that last year it was all about the butterfly trend. Basically, it's such a huge abaya that it has one belt inside that you can tie it around your waist. It's perfect because it has everything. And it's very comfortable, and it suits all body shapes. It was such a big trend last year, but for this year, there's a different type of jalabiyas that are embroidered with Indian embroidery, and it has been going crazy. People are loving it. They love it in the middle of the jalabiya. They love it as a cape. They love it as on the sleeves. As long as it has embroidery, especially Indian embroidery, it flies off the shelves so fast.
Is the sales that you're seeing at the moment, Suzan, and in terms of Abayas, and again, obviously Ramadan, that perfect time when more and more people come aware of the traditions of Ramadan, the reasons for Ramadan as well. More and more people are sampling some of those, the elements of Ramadan, and you're seeing more and more press about it the world over. Is that indicative of the growth of modest fashion in general at the moment?
Absolutely, because even if you take a look at the huge luxury brands, Dior, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, they have a specific capsule collection that's dedicated to the Middle East during Ramadan. If they have not seen like a spike in sales, or like they see that there's a specific colors or specific cuts that the Middle East or like in general are preferred during this time of the year, I don't think they would have gone through that decision or through these collections. And the minute they release these collections, they are sold out immediately. Trust me, I have one of the items on my wish list since before Ramadan. I've been trying to source it out. So there's people are like noticing that there is a huge sales during this time of the year, and like they are preparing for it. Like for me, I prepare for Ramadan collection at least 6 months before Ramadan, because I want to shoot, I want to be prepared, and I want to post my collection or like release my collection as soon as possible to, grab the attention as fast as possible.
But equally, Ramadan is 1 month of the year, and in order to launch and relaunch a business as well, you've got to look at it from a year-long process. You're more than just a fashion label, though. You look to address issues here, be they stylish or otherwise, for residents across the region. How are things with the business at the moment? What's sort of in the pipeline for the rest of this year?
For the rest of this year, we're looking towards the resort collection, specifically the summer and Eid al-Adha as well, because we have another season, which is Eid al-Adha. It's not as big as Ramadan is, because people usually prepare for both Eids during this month. So you can imagine the amount of work we have to put on for Ramadan collection. But we do have Eid al-Adha, and we do have the summer collection that we're preparing for. For me, like you mentioned, we offer solutions. I believe that the modest lady or someone who wears the hijab like myself, we usually try to wear something that's modest and at the same time that's lightweight during the scorching heat of the summer in Dubai. So for me, I was trying to source fabrics that are very light, but at the same time that are not transparent, so you don't have to layer. I was trying to work on cuts that are loose and comfortable, so any person who's wearing it, hijabi or non-hijabi, would feel like she's comfortable in her own skin, where she doesn't have to overlayer or underdress in certain ways to feel like she's cool. How do I say cool? So that's what we're working on at the moment. We have worked with fabrics like Armani silk. We have worked with fabrics like chiffon that would give you that summer feel, but at the end of the day also feels very cold and lightweight.
Busy times for all the team at Rozan Designs. Listen, can't thank you enough for coming on in, especially during the holy month of Ramadan. Great news to hear that sales are booming. All the best. Enjoy the final days of the holy month of Ramadan.
Thank you so
and
much.
of course, enjoyed your Eid al-Fitr as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to talk about my business. So it's amazing to meet you as well.
Great to have you in with us. Suzan Al Sadi, fashion designer, co-founder at Rozan Designs.